It's WMAY's coverage of Glenwood Titan football, and joined now by Glenwood Titan head football coach David Hay. And Coach, first of all, I got to ask, how excited are you and the guys to actually finally be able to get out there and play some football?
We're so excited. We were just talking to the kids and talking about how much work they put into it. It's the longest off season in the history of Glenwood football by far, and they're ready to pop. They're just ready to explode, and I fully expect that. But yeah, they've been great. The work they put in has been exceptional. The commitment they've shown to the program and to each other has been something to see.
What have been some of the adapting to the protocols? How have the players been able to adapt? Let's say to wearing a mask, or even for the coaching staff, what it's like to wear a mask.
Yeah, well, the coaches, we've been doing it so long now, so it was an adjustment at first. We had to go get electronic whistles, and we had to go do all these things to try to follow the protocols and wear your mask. And for the kids, it's been a little bit of a struggle at times. It's so hard. You got to wear a mask, but what people forget is you got to wear a mouthpiece too. And it's really tough. We just got done 108 masks or something like that, made by my mom, Faye Hay, a little plug there, my wife's mom, Jeannie Geckner, and a lady from my wife's office, Jane Hay Sales and Staging, Sharon Rudin, have been just making masks. My mom designed them, figured it out. We had some test runs with some kids, and they had some input, and one of our linebackers figured out how to do this other thing to it. And so they're Velcro masks to their face masks, underneath their face masks per the IHSA, and we made them ourselves, and they're working great.
What have been some of the biggest challenges for you getting prepared for the actual on-the-field play? Has it been tackling? Has it been getting offensive flow? What are some of the challenges on the field you've been facing?
Well, some of the challenges would have been there regardless, because we're so young. We are definitely young, and where we're not young, we're inexperienced. And so those are challenges, and so there's some things you got to roll back and make sure that you cover properly. As far as COVID is concerned, there are times when we could have contact and physical contact, and then now we can't, or now we can, but before we couldn't. And just focusing on some of the things that I think are going to be lacking in this season, like tackling. I think some people are going to struggle with tackling because of the lack of physical contact for a while. And then being in the weight room and getting bigger and stronger. We've gotten so much bigger and so much stronger. We certainly see that, or at least hope that, is going to be a major advantage for us.
You guys had such a great senior class last year. Talk a little bit about what they meant to the program and the standards they kind of set for Glenwood Titan football going forward.
Yeah, those guys last year, obviously they didn't set a standard, but they certainly met it and tried to raise it. And we've had senior classes doing that for a really long time, but they certainly did great things and left the program better than they found it. And now it's these guys' turn. Now it's that's the nature of high school football. You don't sign anybody to long-term contracts, and it's the next senior group and the next junior group and the next, and then after that it's their turn, and they're excited. They're excited to get it because it was so much in jeopardy there for so very long.
Talk about some of those new senior leaders that you have on this team.
Yeah, well, we have 6 senior captains. That's selected by the team and followed up by the coaches. And some of them played last year more than others. Jake Burris, Austin Bush, Ben Nepler, and Noah Reeves all played a lot, and Hunter Dees all played a lot last year. Cam Moore is our other senior captain. He played some last year, and so he's going to be he's a captain on our football team now. And all those guys are going to have to play bigger roles. And there's all kinds of other folks that we were so veteran last year that when they were juniors they didn't play, and now they are. Andrew Getz at a tackle. Hayden Small at a corner, and there's probably some other seniors I should be naming. But now it's their turn, and they got to step up and make the plays that Glenwood football needs.
You mentioned Jake Burris. We may know him from the linebacker position, but this year takes on a bigger role on the other side of the football. What does he bring to the quarterback position for your team?
He's a linebacker at quarterback, and he can run and he can throw on the run, which is our offense at that quarterback position that you saw Luke do so very well. And he brings a toughness, he brings a physicality to it, and there's a substantial leadership factor there. Our kids look to Jake. He's one of our captains, but he's also just a guy they look to, and that's what you want in that position for sure.
Who are some of the fresh faces that we may not have heard a lot of last year that you expect a lot of from this season?
Yeah, well, if you're looking at some younger guys, you're talking about like juniors, Jacob Tedrow at a linebacker and tight end, Jamarion Smith at running back and a linebacker. And even younger guys than that, you're going to hear a new Blaze kid, Glasky Blaze. You're going to hear his number. It's Chelke's little brother playing running back. You're going to hear a freshman, Mark Helm, which is you probably know is Danny's little brother, out there playing as well. So obviously we're going to be young, but we got some new names and some new guys that I think are going to really show out for our fans and the public.
Does that speak to the kind of depth of the program from the younger age to now, that as they move up, they're able to take that each and every step, including the one at the varsity level?
There's no doubt. I mean, we're a 7 through 12 football program. We have middle school football, and what those guys do at the middle school just builds all the way up to our freshmen and then off to our JV and then to our varsity. And that's, we try to pay attention to all of that. And so because this year's class of seniors will graduate too, and the next one will too. And so we have to have new guys every year step up, and that's one of the awesome things about Glenwood football is that your turn is coming. You
have Normal U High this Saturday as your opponent. I know it's been tough to get film on them because it's the first game of the season, but what are some of the things you see from them both on the offensive and defensive side of the football?
Yeah, well, some of it's, the usual first week stuff because you don't have video, and again, their team changes too, and so you're guessing a little bit on that part and have to adjust on the fly. But then I know they got a bunch of guys back. They got some skill position guys back. They got their quarterback back. They've got some guys in the defensive ends and line back. And so they're going to be older than us, and I think everybody in the league is going to be older than us. And so they're going to have some experience, and we're going to have to grow up quickly and be ready to take that on.
Coach, appreciate your time as always, and we're just so looking forward to finally being out here to be able to call actual live game action at Glenwood Titan football. Thank you so much for your time, and good luck on Saturday.
Thanks, Mike. Appreciate it.